All right, so take two.
Okay.
All right, so women's GC separated by how much going to the day two? Or after day two?
45. I think the women's GC is separated by 45 seconds total. Second GC is 10 seconds ahead of me, so that's pretty exciting.
All right, so how do you feel going into today, and then what happened out there?
Yeah,
Tumult.
I just woke up in a great mood. I was feeling really happy and I think kind of relieved. Like, all right, I got my first race over with, and it didn't exactly play out how I wanted, and I was kind of like, maybe that's all I got. That's just what's in the legs, and we'll see. But I was just like in a happy place about it, and just like some of the trails today are my absolute favorite. And
yeah, what are the trails like out there?
So today was a really climby day. I think like 47 or 45 or 47. And let's see, some of my favorite trails. I can't even remember all their names. Are you gonna edit this? No, you're not. You're just gonna put it up.
We can just
all
make
right.
up the names.
Okay, well, my favorite trails that are on there are Sassafras. Like, I always remember the descent, but there's like, you turn onto Sassafras and it has this like long false flat that's like pretty rocky until you get to the actual like enduro descent. That's part of my favorite. Deer Tick to No Name, super fun trails. But anyways, the race kicked off. I was like feeling good, legs were feeling good. I was feeling prepared. I got good sleep last night, had some wacky dreams. And then about like 3 miles in, a stick kicked up into my drivetrain and threw my chain off, which was fine. I tried to like do a Lucinda brand and just like reach down and like get it back on, but I had to stop and I put the chain back on and I kept riding, and the gears just like shifting was super crunchy, so I hopped off again to see if the derailleur was bent or the chain was off the jockey, and everything looked good, so I just had to suck it up and ride it. And I kind of knew where the first aid station was at mile 13, so I just made a plan in my head. I did have to dismount a number of times and like keep putting my chain back on, so I was like just bleeding time. And I got to the first aid station and they didn't have the mechanic there, so I had to like just kind of scoot it along all the way to mile 24. And at that point the bicycle shop folks like got my bike running in like it felt like 15 seconds. Like I was prepared to like stretch and eat a banana while they like tried to find an 11-speed chain in there. I don't know. They got me rolling, and I thought that I was in third place at that point with like a very narrow lead with like Emily chasing behind. And so I got going on Deer Tick and just try like, this is where your race starts, you know? And then I caught a glimpse of Libby behind me and I was like, what? How did this happen? And then I was like, maybe it's not her, like maybe it's somebody else in the same kit. So I just tried to like use it as the motivation to keep pushing myself forward. And then I got onto Stillhouse, which is like the final 20-minute climb, and I was just like everything, you know, put it all out there. And I came around to Switchback and I saw Britt and I was like, this is like yesterday, but it's not gonna be like yesterday, you know? So I bridged up to her and just kept going, and then I started thinking about the GC time gap and just tried to like really leave it all out there. And then Libby crossed the line like 10 seconds behind me, so we are all very close.
Right, so she's leading the GC.
Yeah.
You won the stage, but you're
still in third in the GC.
Oh, you're still third in the GC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. But it's all like within reach.
Yeah, so Britt's in second with a 10-second lead ahead of me, and then I think Libby's in first with a 35-second lead ahead of her because she got second both days and is strong as hell. Yeah.
All right, so what's the strategy going into tomorrow?
Get my bike cleaned up, get a bunch of good rest, and just try to go in with the same vibes that I had today.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it was a fun race.